We're going to make a side project called Spit Parade, a massive screamo band. Yeah, we probably won't do it.
Had a side project with the last guitarist called, what's it called? Hemming Trout, the band formerly known as Toxic Author.
Very weird.
Which is quite offensive.
It's very weird. Anyway, your first question.
The album coming out is going to be a huge relief for us, I can safely say, because I joined the band 2 years ago, and since I joined, all we've been doing really is touring a little bit, doing festivals, but mainly just writing the album. It's taken so long to kind of get around to recording it and releasing it. It's going to be a huge relief, and we're stoked about it. Like, we think it's good. Hopefully people will like it, but I think we're happy with it. So I mean,
for our point of view,
that's the most
we're really proud. Like, you know, that there's been a lot of, you know, things, you know, like with Pete joining and stuff like that, and then to be able to carry on and sort of safely say we've written the best thing that we can write. You know, it should be good. We're really excited, but we're excited to, you know, play shows around it as well, you know, like really push it and see how far we can take it. But yeah, it should be good. When we first started, basically when we were...
We'll probably just wait a moment.
Just gonna wait, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Have you ever threw a lighter at a roundabout?
Have you ever thrown a lighter at a roundabout?
That's your next question.
No. I like to.
No, I've never thrown a lighter at a roundabout.
Anyway, lineup changes.
Oh, the lineup changes. That's what we were talking about. Yes. Yeah. Well, when we first started the band, really, Will and I, like the singer Will and I, have been writing music since we were 18, 19, and then kind of. I think as you grow up and the sound changes, quite simply, like the old bassist Tom, really, you know, the direction that the band went, he just didn't really, he wasn't motivated enough. Sort of, his taste in music personally was just way different. And you know, I've known him since school, and so when we first started, it was very different. So he's grown with it, but after a while, you know, when we've naturally gotten heavier, and he came with that process. But after a while, I suppose, you know, he just didn't feel like he could really give it what it needed. And we've known Pete since school as well, and so obviously when Tom was playing, I was playing drums on Portraits, but then, you know, being in a band, only 10% is playing shows. You know, you've got to be able to get along with the guys. There's so many long drives, and there's so much else that comes with being in a band, and obviously it made so much more sense. I mean, Pete will always be a better drummer than I will have ever been, but it made so much more sense just, you know, for Pete to come in on drums and me to pick up a bass. You know, I've always played guitar anyway, and playing bass, I play it like a guitar anyway, so it made so much more sense just to do that. We're such a fan of UK, you know, music as well. Bands like Reuben, you know, we're such massive Reuben fans, you know, and all of that kind of post-hardcore mixed with punk, and you know, I mean, for me personally, bands like, you know, Gallows and Ghost of a Thousand, just absolutely phenomenal bands. Just that kind of raw energy, you know, with but real kind of riffy kind of music is everything that I absolutely love.
I think everyone feels the same on that. It's kind of, big influences are bands like Gallows and Ghost of a Thousand. But I mean, I dig a lot of like American bands and stuff, American like hardcore and stuff, and I don't know, bands like Touche Amore. Listen to a lot of like Balancing Composure, a lot of like 90s bands like Far, of course, like Deftones as well. I don't know, just stick it all in a pot. Favourite tracks from the album, it's kind of funny, I like Barrel Wave, which is the opener, back of a Barrel Wave, because it's a little bit heavier than what we usually do, kind of weird like half-time breakdown, and it goes even more slow and shit. That's really cool to play. It's a bit, like I said, a bit heavier for us. England Breeds is cool because it sounds a little bit like Basement, one of my favourite bands. And also there's like weird ones like Breakers, our first single. I hated that song, and then we just worked on it quite a bit, took bits out and whatever, and then when we came out of the studio and it was selected as the first single, I went, wow, I like this a lot, this sounds cool now. So I would say, Breakers, back of a Barrel Wave.
I I think this, so far, I mean, this will change because the album's not out yet. You know, there's no point in us playing super new stuff. It's, you know, when we play to people. There's a song on there called Evangeline, which I love to listen to. You know, it's probably my favourite song. You know, there's a little bit of Deftonesy sort of riffage in the middle there, and a nice big kind of gang chorus at the end. You know, that kind of stuff is really great. But I think to play live, it's probably England Breathes. It was the song where, even when people hadn't heard it before, they were still picking up on it, and we played it, I think it was either 2000 Trees Festival or may have been Takedown, I think, or something, where we first played it and people were just singing it back. It was really surreal, you know, it was a really odd feeling because, you know, no one had heard it before, so, yeah, but it was really good. Normally we talk about stamping kittens, you know, pool deaths.
Is that something you want to talk about?
No, it just happens because we're a bit odd.
Anyway,
Favourite way to kill a kitten?
I'm not going to answer that. Yeah,
stamp on his head.
No, I don't. No, you cannot put that in there.
Let's talk about favourite tracks from the album. I would say. Kids these days are like settling down like really young, and like right now I'm 22 and I cannot fucking imagine having a kid right now. I want a kid someday, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Life advice.
No, it is, because it's like no, it is, because basically the last generations before that, they were settled down kind of fairly young.
Yeah.
So just because they used to do it doesn't mean you should do it now, because times have fucking changed. And live your life. Go, if you want to go to Thailand, go to Thailand. I mean, I don't personally fucking go, but like, if you want to hang out with people, hang out with people. Have as much fun as possible, because one day you'll have a fucking boring job and you'll die alone in your fucking
Oh dear.
So just enjoy life as much as possible. Don't settle down. Don't do the big city job until you know that there's nothing else for you.
My life advice would be, if you think it's worth it, go for it, and apply that to everything.
Can't believe I just waffled on about that.
Yeah, I think we should end. What do you reckon? Done? I think we're done.